wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. Everybody wants success until it's time to separate. You say you want to be great, you say you want to rise above average, but when it's time to grind, when it's time to get uncomfortable, when it's time to separate yourself, you hesitate. See, the problem isn't that you don't have potential, it's that you keep surrounding yourself with people who don't want what you want. You keep fitting in when you were born to stand out. You keep lowering your fire to match the room instead of raising the temperature. If you want to live a life they'll never understand, you have to do what they're not willing to do. You have to separate yourself. There's a moment in every person's life when you have to decide, do I want to blend in or do I want to break out? You can't do both. You can't talk like the crowd, act like the crowd, move like the crowd, and expect to lead the crowd. When you separate yourself, you're saying, I'm not afraid to be different. I'm not afraid to be disciplined. I'm not afraid to say no when everyone else says yes. The separation isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, spiritual. It's waking up earlier, it's working longer, it's staying locked in when everybody else takes a break. You separate yourself by what you tolerate, by your standards, by your habits. When they're talking, you're trained. When they're sleeping, you're studying. When they're quitting, you're still going. That's the difference between good and great, between ordinary and extraordinary. That's what it means to separate yourself. The greatest battle you'll ever fight won't be with your competition. It'll be with your own comfort zone. The enemy of greatness isn't failure, it's comfort. You got dreams, but you keep hanging around your limitations. You keep letting fear talk you out of faith. You keep letting average people convince you to shrink your vision. Your mindset is the control center of your destiny. You cannot think like a loser and live like a winner. You cannot hang around negative people and expect positive results. You've got to rewire the way you think. Stop saying I can't. Start saying how can I? Stop saying it's too hard. Start saying it's possible. Stop saying I don't have time. Stop saying I don't have time. Start saying I'll make time. Every time you shift your mindset toward growth, you separate yourself. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you separate yourself. Every time you choose purpose over pleasure, you separate yourself. You say you want success, but success has a price tag. And the currency is sacrifice. You can't have everything. You can't go to every party, hang out every night, binge every show, and still expect to be great. Everybody wants to shine, but nobody wants to sweat. Everybody wants the reward, but nobody wants the risk. Everybody wants the victory, but nobody wants the valley. If you're not willing to give up your comfort, don't talk about greatness. If you're not willing to lose sleep, don't talk about success. Separation demands sacrifice. You've got to give up to go up. When I was grinding, I lost friends. I lost sleep. I lost weekends. But I gained purpose. I gained momentum. I gained freedom. And the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. So what are you willing to give up for your future? What are you willing to separate from so you can step into who you're meant to become? Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Motivation fades, feelings fade, energy fades, but discipline, that's the backbone of greatness. When you separate yourself, you stop chasing moods. You move from emotion to execution. You do it whether you feel like it or not. Champions don't rely on the weather. They create the weather. Discipline means you do it tired. You do it scared. You do it anyway, because discipline is freedom. Discipline is power. Discipline is consistency. If you want to separate yourself, master the art of doing it every single day. Not when it's convenient, not when the crowd is cheering, not when it's easy, every day. If you say you're going to the gym, go. If you say you're waking up at 5, get up. If you say you're chasing that dream, stop talking and start walking. Discipline builds the separation gap between you and everyone else. You know what separates the great from the good? It's what they do when nobody's watching. The great ones grind in the dark. They stay locked in when the lights are off, when the cameras are gone, when nobody's clapping. They don't need applause. They don't need validation. They don't need permission. You've got to get to the point where your hunger doesn't need eyes. You grind because you have vision. You grind because you have a standard. You grind because you owe it to yourself. Stop waiting for motivation. Create it. Stop waiting for opportunity. Build it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It does exist. The grind is lonely. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. It's worth it. It's worth it. Because when the world finally sees you shine, they'll call it overnight success. But you'll know the truth. You'll know it was the 1,000 nights you stayed up when everyone else went to bed. You'll know it was the early mornings, the sweat, the tear, the repetition. You'll know it was the separation. Pain is the price of progress. You can't avoid it. You can't hide from it, but you can use it. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your instructor. It's teaching you. It's shaping you. It's preparing you. When you face pain, you have two choices. You can surrender or you can separate. When life hits, when you lose, when it hurts, you don't quit. You push through. The pain you feel today is building the strength you'll need tomorrow. When you learn to love the process, when you stop running from pain and start growing through it, that's when you separate yourself. Everybody's chasing pleasure, but the ones who separate themselves chase purpose. Pleasure fades, purpose fulfills. Pleasure says, do what feels good. Purpose says, do what's right. Pleasure gives you a moment. Purpose gives you a legacy. You've got to decide. Are you living for likes or are you living for legacy? The reason most people never reach greatness is because they trade purpose for pleasure every single day. They choose comfort over calling. They choose entertainment over elevation. But you gotta be different. You gotta be the one who said, oh no, I'm not chasing quick dopamine. I'm chasing destiny. When you live on purpose, you attract peace, power, progress. Separate yourself by living on purpose. Let's talk about your circle. If you're the smartest one in your group, you're in the wrong group. You can't soar with eagles if you're still hanging with chickens. Your environment will either stretch you or shrink you. Oh, it'll either pull you high or pull you down. You've got to separate from people who don't share your hunger. You've got to protect your peace, your energy, your focus. I'm not saying you're better than anybody. I'm saying you're different. You're on a mission. You're building something. You're chasing purpose. So if they can't respect your growth, let them stay where they are. Not everyone who starts with you will finish with you, and that's okay. Your destiny requires distance. There will be moments when nothing makes sense, when doors close, people walk away, and everything feels like it's falling apart. That's when you separate yourself by faith. Anybody can have faith when things are our faith, when things are easy, but real faith shows up in the fire. When it's dark, when it's quiet, when it's lonely, faith is saying, I don't see it yet, but I know it's coming. Faith is saying, I'm tired, but I'm not quitting. Faith is saying, this is hard, but I was built for hard. The struggles are set up for the story. The test is what makes the testimony. So don't curse your fire, use it. Don't run from the storm, rise through it. That's where separation happens, in the storm. Your standards decide your story. Your standards decide your speed. Your standards decide your separation. What standard separation? You can't have high goals and low standards. You can't say you want excellence, but keep accepting average. When you raise your standards, your life rises with it. Stop doing it just enough. Stop settling for good enough. Start expecting more from yourself every day. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards performance. Stop waiting for someone to notice your worth. Prove it. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Take it. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time. The right time is now. Separate yourself. Separate from the doubt. Separate from the fear. Separate from the version of you that keeps making excuses. You're not average. You're not ordinary. You're not here to survive. You're here to dominate. When you separate yourself, you rise above the noise. You walk different. You think different. You move different. You move different. People might not understand it. That's fine. Separation isn't supposed to make sense to those who chose comfort over calling. They'll talk, they'll doubt, but when you keep showing up, when you keep grinding, when you keep moving in silence and executing purpose, they'll see the results. And when that moment comes, when your hard work pays off, when your name carries weight, when you've become what they said you couldn't, you'll smile, not because you became it, because you became it, because you separated yourself from everything that held you back. So from this day forward, stop blending in. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Stop apologizing for your ambition. Separate yourself, separate from the noise, separate from the negativity, separate from the negativity, separate. You owe it to yourself, to your future, to your family, to your purpose. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs you fully, fiercely, fearlessly. So go, grind hard, pray stronger, dream bigger, be relentless, be focused, be unshakable. When they quit, you ride. When they quit, you ride. When they doubt, you prove. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be legendary. Separate yourself and the world will never forget your name. I need you to hear me right now. The world isn't going to hand you anything. Nothing is owed to you. Success doesn't come knocking at your door with a bow and a handshake. It comes to those who are willing to bleed, to sweat, to sacrifice, to do what nobody else will do. Every dream you have, every single one requires separation. You have to step away from the noise, step away from the distractions, step away from the people who are okay being average, and step into a lane that's yours and yours alone. See, there's a reason why most people will never achieve what they say they want. It's not because they lack talent. It's because they lack hunger. It's because they lack discipline. It's because they choose comfort over commitment. Every time you hit snooze instead of rising, every time you take the easy way out instead of grinding, every time you say I'll start tomorrow instead of I'll start now, you're choosing to stay small. You're choosing to remain average, and average is a slow death. Let me tell you something about pain. It is your greatest teacher if you let it be. Pain tells you where you are weak. Pain tells you where you need to grow. Pain tells you that you're alive and that the world will keep moving whether you keep up or not. Stop running from the discomfort. Stop running from the struggle. Lean into it. Embrace it. Use it. Because every moment you stay in the gym while they go to the club, every moment you push past exhaustion while they quit, every moment you keep reading, learning, and growing while they scroll on their phones, that is separation. That is what greatness is made of, and understand this. Sacrifice is not a one-time thing. Sacrifice is a lifestyle. You will have to sacrifice sleep. You will have to sacrifice social events. You will have to sacrifice fleeting pleasure for permanent progress. You will have to say no to the things everyone else is chasing so that you can say yes to the future everyone else is dreaming about. People will call you obsessed. People will call you extreme. People will question your sanity. That's fine. You're not working for them. You're working for yourself, your family, your future, your purpose. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your dreams. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire. Discipline is the fire that keeps the flame burning long after the spark fades. Motivation will leave you tired, hungry, and distracted. Discipline will carry you when motivation is gone. That's why you do it when nobody is watching. That's why you wake up before the sun rises. That's why you keep going when everybody else is giving up. If you want to separate yourself, you do it when it hurts, when it's hard, when it's inconvenient. You do it anyway. You've got to understand this. Nobody else can live your life for you. Nobody else can chase your dreams for you. Nobody else can go to war for your vision. You are responsible for your success, your growth, your results, and your legacy. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming your situation. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. There is no perfect opportunity. There is only action, persistence, and relentless pursuit. Every great person in history had to pay a price. Every champion had to bleed before they could soar. Every visionary had to fight through doubt before they could see clarity. And every one of them had to separate themselves. They had to go against the grain. They had to work when others were resting. They had to believe when nobody else believed. They had to endure when others gave up. And so will you. Now, I need you to ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to endure discomfort, rejection, criticism, and doubt? Are you willing to push through pain, to fight through fatigue, to rise above fear? If your answer is yes, then the next step is action. Because desire without action is worthless. Dreams without work are fantasies. You've got to be willing to outlast everyone. When they rest, you move. When they sleep, you grind. When they quit, you rise. That is the definition of separation. That is the definition of greatness. That is the definition of you stepping into your destiny. Every morning is a test. Will you hit snooze or rise? Will you complain or act? Will you wait or go? Will you stay comfortable or become exceptional? The choice is yours. And the people who separate themselves, The ones who refuse to be average. Make the hard choice, the disciplined choice, the uncomfortable choice. Then make the choice that changes their life forever. Your dreams are calling. Your potential's calling. Your purpose is calling. Stop running from the discomfort. Stop running from the pain. Stop running from the grind. Embrace it. Lean into it. Fight for it. Sacrifice for it. Sweat for it. Sweat for it. Cry for it. Work for it, because the life you want, the life you deserve will never come without effort. It will never come without struggle. It will never come without separation. And when you separate yourself, when you rise above the noise, when you outwork, outlast, and outgrind everyone else, the world will notice. People will talk. People will talk. People will talk. People will question. But your results will speak louder than words. Your success will be undeniable. Your legacy will be unshakable. Your life will be extraordinary. You were not born to be average. You were not born to be comfortable. You were born to shine, to rise, to conquer, to dominate, to inspire, to lead. Separate yourself from everything that holds you back. Separate yourself from doubt, fear, laziness, negativity, and excuses. Separate yourself from the person you were yesterday. And in that separation, you will find your purpose, your greatness, your destiny. Now listen to me. This is where the weak give up and the strong rise. This is where the average quit and the exceptional show up. You are standing at the edge of your future, staring at the life you say you want. And here's the truth. No one will hand it to you. Nobody will create it for you. Nobody will come and rescue you. You are the architect of your destiny. You are the one who has to dig, fight, sweat, bleed, and grind until your vision becomes reality. You have to commit so fully to your purpose that excuses don't exist. You have to lock in your focus so tight that distractions bounce off you like water off a duck's back. You have to operate on a level of intensity that scares the old version of yourself. And when you do that, when you choose relentless action over fleeting comfort, when you choose purpose over pleasure, when you choose discipline over desire, that's when separation happens. That's when greatness shows up. That's when your life finally starts to match your potential. And let me tell you something, the road will not be easy. You will face storms. You will face doubt. You will face doubt. You will face people who don't believe in you, who try to slow you down, who try to make you small. But remember this, storms don't break mountains, they carve them. Fire doesn't destroy steel, it strengthens it. Pressure doesn't crush diamonds, it creates them. The trials you face, the struggles you endure, the obstacles you push through, they are shaping you into someone the world will never forget. You have to be obsessed. Obsessed with your purpose, obsessed with your grind, obsessed with being better today than you were yesterday. Obsessed with showing up even when nobody is watching. Obsessed with putting in the work, the hours, the sweat, the tear, because that's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. That's what separates you from everyone else. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for validation. Do not wait for opportunity. You create it. You take it. You earn it. Stop apologizing for your ambition. Stop shrinking your dreams to fit with people who are comfortable being average. You were not born for mediocrity. You were born to shine. You were born to conquer. You were born to rise. And when it gets hard, because it will get hard, when you feel like quitting, when your body aches, when your mind screams at you to stop, remember why you started. Remember the dreams that keep you awake at night. Remember the people who are counting on you. Remember the legacy you want to leave. That fire inside you, that unstoppable force, it is stronger than fear, stronger than doubt, stronger than pain. You've got it in you. You were built for this. So go now. Grind harder, dream bigger, sacrifice more, push further, outwork everyone, outlast everyone, outthink everyone. Separate yourself from the crowd, separate yourself from average, separate yourself from excuses. Stand tall, move fast, think sharp, and act relentlessly. Because the life you want, the life you deserve, is waiting on the other side of your fear, your comfort, and your hesitation. And one day when you look back, you'll realize that every tear, every struggle, every sleepless night, every sacrifice, it was worth it. You'll realize that your separation wasn't about being better than someone else. It was about becoming the best version of yourself. You'll realize that greatness isn't given, it's earned. And you, my friend, have earned it. Separate yourself, dominate your lane, chase your purpose, live with relentless passion, and never ever settle. Your time is now, your moment is here. Go claim it.